Hello, everyone. Just give me 1 minute. Let's get this party going on Instagram also. I don't know why it didn't work. There you go. When you come over, say hello. I did this. We are going for like a spur of a moment here. Feel like talking to you about the power of receiving. So get here live or watching the replay, just say hello, say hi live or hashtag replay. Welcome. There is no such a thing as time anyway. So my intention is to connect with you and know that you're going to receive this message about activating your power to receive when you're ready to receive. So it feels like a repeat the word receive it many times. Huh? So let me get my notes here. So big welcome. I am, for those of you that don't know me, I'm Patricia Misakian. I'm the founder of the Akashic Records Institute. And today we are going live both on the Akashic Records Institute and also in the main group, Akashic Records Institute. My team is actually working on closing some of our older groups. So if you are on Intuition Evolution, we are going to invite you to either come to us to the Akashic Records Institute group. And this group is, we're going to talk all things about Akashic Records, intuition, Oracle decks, everything in those lines. And we have a new group, which is called Energetic Business Breakthrough. In that group, we're going to have a conversation more deep about the energetics of creating a successful business for yourself. So if you are Intuition Evolution, make sure to choose one of the two groups or both. You're welcome to join us in both groups. And so it's either the Akashic Records Institute group or the energetics business breakthrough group. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave, if it's not here right now, we're going to leave it up here in the description of this live, the information. Now, of course, if you're right now on YouTube, we're probably going to have to update that later. And on Instagram, that should be up here in my bio, the link for you to join the energetic business breakthrough if you want to join us in creating some amazing changes and shifts in the energy for you, the person behind your business. Also going to kick in that group beginning of June, a workshop to align you with your unique gifts, show up powerfully in your market, clients, and of course, make more money without sabotage yourself. So if one of these topics interests you, make sure to get yourself into that group. Now, today, we are going to talk about the power, right? Activating your power to receive. And before we get there, it's important that we have the conversation about how you may be saying no to the universe, right? And the question is, all of us have the ability to receive, to be open to receive much more than you may have experienced up until now. And what happened is, many times, unconsciously, you can get in the way of your receiving. And you may not even know, most of the times, our unconscious way that we sabotage our ability, our capacity to receive. And so I was thinking about you, and I was thinking with a lot of love to bring this subject for you. So I reminded of something I read. I don't know if I read or listened from Wayne Dyer. So he was talking the story about this woman that was with the grandson on the beach. And the story goes something in those lines. She was holding the grandson on the beach, or she was like praying with him in the water. And somehow this huge wave comes over and just take the kid away, right? So it's like they were in the water playing, and then this big wave, got them like all bundled up in the water, and somehow they took the kid away, right? And then the story goes on as the woman, of course, she was like, oh my God, my grandkid, please, 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 she for all, all her sons, and please, please, please bring my children, my grandkid back, right? And then another wave comes in and plop the kid, right? And then she's like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. She fell on her knees and, oh my gosh, it's a miracle. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then she looks at the child and was like, there is a hat missing. Like, what is his hat? So this is, of course, this is a story, but what is how many times we do that? How many times we pray for something to happen? We pray for I don't know, the relationship, the job, the client, the money, the solution, whatever it is, right? We pray for it. And then we receive, right? When I say pray, you pray whatever way you pray. This work is completely separate, has nothing to do with religion. But you receive, you ask for it, and you receive. But then, once you receive, once the excitement goes away, which promise very fast, which is something that my intention is to start shooting that for you. But then when you receive, what do? You there is a hat missing, or it's not exactly how I want it, or I didn't ask for someone that snore at night, or whatever it is that the things that you start complaining about, this beautiful blessing, this beautiful gift that you got. So this is a very important point. When you ask for something, really be open to everything. And the things that you may look as a problem, or is missing this or missing that, be careful with that, because you ask for a miracle, you receive a miracle, and then you complain about a piece of this miracle or something about that you received. So it's almost like you're canceling all the good that came to you at that moment, right? You get a gift, and then your mind immediately finds a problem in that gift, right? So this is one of the points, very important, and we're going to continue exploring on another points here. Also, the other thing is, don't limit your acceptance to the things that you think that are good. Take it all, and take it all with gratitude. A few years ago, we were having dinner with our my in-laws, and they offer us. They had their car, which was a great car, and it was like, I think, almost 2 years old. It was not even 2 years old. And my car that we are having dinner, and they offer us to gift their car to us, and for us to sell our current car and keep the money. So it was a beautiful gift, right? So they didn't want to deal with returning the car or something like that. So immediately when they offer this gift for us, my husband went into, this car is more expensive than ours, so our insurance is going to change. And so immediately after you receive something very kind, very good, unconsciously he went in to look at the bed, right? So of course we received the car. That was a while ago. We don't have that anymore, but it was, he changed his mind. Like I work with him, and we open to receive, and we never had any problem of, that was car did great. But it's interesting to see that anytime you are expanding, maybe you or maybe someone next to you could block that energy. So be very aware to how you receive what you receive. If you're receiving something and you find problems in the gift that came to you, what happens is, most of the time, what's going to happen? It's going to kind of slow down, or it's going to kind of shift. That is that for example, if I invite you, hey, let's go have dinner tonight, and you say, oh, I can't tonight, and you say, okay. And then if tomorrow I say, hey, how about today? You want to go out and have dinner? And if I ask you 3 times and I receive no the 3 times, of course I'm not going to ask you anymore, right? So the same thing happens with receive, and I truly believe that we receive, being open, having the desire and putting that desire into the universe, and then being open to the receive, right? Being open so that the universe can brings it to you. So if you complain about the hat, not having the hat, or if you complain about a gift that is going to be a gift in your life, but then you assist with their gift. So you see how all these ways you're actually blocking what you are receiving. And the last point that I have about, and I'm, after that I'm going to check in. I can't look at comments and bring, otherwise, bring what I want to bring to you. Otherwise I can go sidetrack. So the third point that I have for you, in order to expand your capacity to receive, so you can receive more than what you think you want, right? Many times when you are focusing on wanting something, or what happens is you get so locked down into that thing in the way that you think is, that you miss the opportunity to see everything, the bigger perspective, what is available to you, right? So be very very careful to not narrow down so much that you're only looking for one thing, and there is all these amazing opportunities here, and you don't see them because you're simply not open to see them. So and I'm looking both ways because I have Instagram here and Facebook and YouTube over there, so work with me. So that plugs into the importance of receive everything. And when I say that, there is the tendency from people to not wanting to receive some things and wanting to receive others. And the thing is, when you are open to receive, you're open to receive. But if you're blocking some receiving here and trying to be open here, you end up kind of sending that mixed information that it works against you. So for example, receive the good, right? That's easy, right? It's easy to receive when someone wants to gift you something, when someone wants to, someone makes a compliment for you, right? This is easy to receive. And if it's not, this is something that we need to work on in being open and actually owning what comes your way. But normally people are more open to receive the good. But then you're not open to receive the, let's say, bad, right? Let's put under the bad someone bringing a point, right, to you that may not be your perspective. Maybe you did something and you don't know that you did something, maybe offended someone, or something like that. Then someone calls your attention to, hey, this could be done that way, or I felt like that. And what most people do, they will take that as a criticism, and they will not receive that criticism, and they will get maybe upset with that person that brought something to their attention, right? Or someone, you have a disagreement with someone, right? You have your point of view, someone has their point of view, and then both get into that place where you don't receive. And anytime there is some sort of energy like that, today is a Wayne Dyer day. I remember one time he also said something the lines of, anytime there is a disagreement, and right now, there may be a lot more opportunities for disagreement because most people is cooped up in their house. So anytime there is a disagreement, what this really is, it's a ego of both people's, is a fight between both people's egos, right? And the ego always wanted to be right. And there are situations even that people fight for so long that they forget why they were fighting in the first place. So anytime that is that energy and you continue not receiving what it is, the point or the perspective of the other person, you're going to continue creating that energy, and the energy naturally is going to block you and the other person, right? So instead of wanting to be right, I always wanted to be in peace, and that's my choice, right? It doesn't mean that I'm saying that the person is right or wrong, but I strive at all moments, at all parts of my life, to actually receive, even if it's something that could make me upset, could make me sad, or whatever it is. But that is a gift in really receiving, in really getting your ego out of the way, and allow some situations, that some bad that may come into your life as with that destructive energy. But what this does, in most times, what this does, it clears the path for the good to come in. So for example, exactly what is happening now with COVID, right? Everything I'm doing this most, and this is coming, these last 3 days is being the most beautiful day, because I got a chance to interview some of my students that graduated from one of my programs, and we are bringing something very beautiful, very powerful. Will be a beautiful gift for a lot of people. And so I've been interviewing them, and we're going to be sharing their interview soon. But and what, this thing, it brought me to invite my previous students, which are now graduates, my colleagues now, to bring this beautiful, powerful healing for everyone, right? So right now you see there is a lot of breaking, there is a lot of opening, there is a lot of expansion and contraction with what we are going through. And the thing is, there is also so much good coming out of it if you look for the good. There are nature, it's breathing, animals are, we have this, everything is like shifting and it's creating space. And even though there is a lot of people that are contracting, and there is a lot of fear around, but there is a lot of expansion around you. If you look for the expansion, you're going to find more of it, right? But there is also a lot of people resisting the change and blaming others, and putting here and putting there, and contribute. And anytime you resist and you blame someone, what you're doing, you are contributing for the things to break even more, instead of search within, connect within, and with the, align with your gifts to actually contribute for the growth and the expansion, and not the breaking more, right? So this is an opportunity for whatever we are going through, to use that to go within, to search how you can do your part, and contribute for things to be rebuilt in a way that is aligned with everybody's attention, right? So anytime things break, it's also an opportunity to let it break, to not resist the change, but let it go the right way. A few years ago, I did my very first live event, was a couple of years ago, actually. And at that time, my business was going in a different direction. Also, right now is a much better direction, but it was going in a good direction. And at the time, I had created a great structure. And then within my team, right? And then something happened with a person in my team that kind of like exploded the whole thing. And I had to let a lot of people go and start rebuilding my team. And the thing is, like, with that, I was able to actually clear what, it shifted the beginning of the business. That is, every business, that is a rhythm, like a cycle that the business go through. And the people that were then with the company were called in when the company was, very young, and I it was a different energy. My why was different, and my mindset was different, right? So when that breakage happened, I was able to realign with who really I wanted to bring into this powerful sacred space that is our team, and how I want that to go out into the world, and how we wanted to show up and support those who come, and our clients and our students. So that breaking, um, allowed a lot of shift to happen, a lot of positive shift to happen. But I had to go through my own learning of dropping that resistance and really surrender 100%, right? And once I really did that, then the miracles start unfolding. Now, of course, this is, heard that before, gratitude and the way that you feel, the way that you allow yourself to feel, right? Because it's more like an allowance. It's always a choice. You have the choice of how you feel. You can choose where you're going to focus your energy, and therefore how you're going to feel. If something happens in your life that causes you to contract, right? And contract is, thoughts of fear, worry, anxiety. Once you have one thought, and you accept that contraction in your life, what happens is another thought of contraction show up, and another thought, and then becomes that thought party, right? The thought anxiety or fear. And in order to change that, you need to be to make the choice to change that, to make the choice to stop that, literally say stop to those thoughts, and immediately shift your thoughts and your energy to what is, what else is here, right? That is, this situation is happening, okay, but what else is here? What is the opportunity, right? There is an opportunity that you can choose to take it, or you can choose to watch Netflix all day. It's a choice, right? So choose, look for what for around, choose for, maybe, shift your perspective to, can I do something to help someone? Can I call my friends and say, hey, how are you doing? Do you need anything? Can I call my grandparents? Can I go buy something to you and bring it to your house? If you have elderlies living in your building, can you ask him? Can you send a note to them, say, hey, I'm going to the market, do you need me to grab something for you, right? That is, and anytime you get yourself, you get yourself out of those worries, those contraction thoughts, and you think about you think about how can you help someone else, everything shifts when you take that energy out, right? So awareness, right? And when something breaks, shift to how can you contribute? How can you help something to shift? And by clearing this, you create space, right? And I believe that opportunity that we call into our lives, it's here for our growth. It's here to support us in understand that inside of us, that is triggers, there is agreements that most of the time we shovel that inside ourselves, because according to our memories, according to the experience that we have, right? So if we're, I don't know, when you were young and you wanted to go play ball with some kids, and like push you away and said, no, you can't play with a ball, or something in those lines, right? At that moment, you're going to make an agreement with yourself. You're going to swallow that in your heart, like, nobody likes me, right? And that is not true. That is just an interpretation for, whatever reason was behind those children, whatever was going on between those children and the way that they were brought up, or whatever it was, right? Somehow you triggered those children, and somehow their reaction made you make an agreement with yourself. And what happens is, we don't know what to do at the time, and we just shovel that in our body. And then that energy wants to be free, wants to be expressed. It don't want it to hold you back, yet it keeps attracting similar situations so that one day you right? So instead of continue shoving down and continuing pushing, when those situations where the breakage happen, give yourself permission to actually feel that, to actually clear that. And you do so by being present with the energy, by being present with those emotions and starting to shift things. And that's one of the things that we do for you in our Akashic clearings. Each clearing works with a different area, right? And those of you that wanted to, go deeper into that, work deeper into receiving right now, let me know, and I can share how you can. We have one powerful and perfect session about receiving, which is a session that helps you to clear out these old beliefs, patterns, and contracts that prevent you from being fully ready to accept what coming your way, right? Clearing those old agreements, clearing triggers that makes you close whenever it is that you need to receive, right? So let me check in if there is any questions. And I wanted to also make one more announcement, is that we reached the goal in the Kickstarter campaign. Right now, we have both a book for the Sacred Crystal Codes and the Oracle deck, the second edition for the Oracle deck. And when you choose to pledge the book, inside the book, there is a link where you're going to have 10 healing sessions as a gift for you. And one of those healing sessions is a healing session that is going to allow you to go deeper into the power of receiving. So I'm going to leave the links up here, which is sacredcrystalcodes.com. is the link that you can go in and check it out, the second edition of Sacred Crystal Codes. And when you order the book, you can do a book or a combination of book, oracle deck, or there is a combination of all the 33 healing sessions, including the 10 that you get with the book. You can also order that. So check it out, see if there is something that would support you, and come and support us. What is happening is, once we got the first stretch goal, and it's all explaining that page. Now we're going to the second stretch goal, and this second stretch goal, next stretch goal, you're going to receive a kit for manifestation, working with different planetary energies, planetary archetypes. So check it out and come join us and have fun with us. And the other notification I said in the beginning, for those of you that came late, we are opening up. We actually already opened the group. We opened the group yesterday for energetic business breakthrough, and we are starting the group now, preparing, creating space in the group. We're going to do some exclusive lives inside the group between now and the beginning of the workshop, more focus in business and magnetizing the right client, and focus in growing your business. And so come and join us, and we're going to also put the link up here. So I'm going to check in with you guys. If you're here, if you have questions, let me know. Oh, I have a beautiful group. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Hey, guys. Look at that. We have Australia, Canada. Hey, guys. Very cool. Okay, there is a question. Now, because I'm using that streamline, is something that broadcasts in different places, that I cannot see your name. So it only shows me as Facebook user. So sorry, I don't know your name. You're welcome. Inspired to Love. What a beautiful name for your Instagram. You're welcome. So there is an ask question thing. We have to be open to all things that come. Yes, it's very important, because it's what we are talking about. If you say no, yes to some things and no to other things, the universe doesn't really understand the yes or no, right? So it's going to either stop bringing to you, or so I say yes. And there is a reason that in everything in life, right? There is a reason why we show up at the place that we show up, and we attract the people that attract, we attract the situations that we attract. And when you say no to, whatever you're resisting, is going to continue, is going to persist, right? Because you're closed to what that situation wants to bring into your life. So I absolutely am open to everything. It doesn't mean that I'll say yes to everything, yes, yes, yes. But what it means is I receive. There is a difference between not receiving and receiving, right? So it may be something, it may be like a criticism or something that I really don't want to receive. However, all the times that I'm like, yeah, I don't want to receive this, but okay, let me allow those feelings, let me allow these emotions that are coming up, allow it. It's a difference when you just shovel down and you cut it out than when you allow it. This is a story for another day, but that is exactly how I win this diamond sapphire ring in a $10 raffle. It was truly from really having like the worst day, but really allowed those emotions and that energy to move. And it's almost like this was like the confirmation that I got from the universe, right? So I since then I'm always open to receive and let it sink, and then I make my choice. All right, see if there is any more comments. Diana, I have started the Reiki business kind of, not charging, but I'm really working on my gifts, loving it. That's beautiful. That's a way to now give that gift and practice, right? That is beautiful. All right, I don't see any more questions here. Let me check it out. Hey, hey, on YouTube. Very nice. All right, I don't see any more questions, guys. So I am going to close. I have a meeting right now here with you. And remember, if you're watching this, if I had a chance, I'm not sure if they did, and that's the reason that we are closing Intuition Evolution. There's way too many groups around, and pretty much the energy of Intuition Evolution is the same energy of the Akashic Records Institute. So if you are in Intuition Evolution, later on today, we are going to archive that group. So make sure to look at the post that we put. I just posted there, letting you know how you get to the Akashic Records Institute group on Facebook, or how you get to the Energetic Business Breakthrough. Is going to be powerful for those of you that have a business and wanted to grow a successful business and understand the energetics behind a successful business. Get yourself in there. The links are going to be both on Instagram and here, right? And I cannot wait to see you guys and this next stage for you. I love you. Mwah. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye. You're so welcome, guys. See you then.